masculine men do not want masculine women. I've noticed that a lot of like feminist type women who are loud, who are boss babes, they'll complain that there are just no good men out there. I'll hear them say that men are just intimidated by them, that they're like afraid of their energy and stuff. That's not true. The truth is they just don't like them. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but it is just reality. If you want to find a good man, you have to let yourself be a feminine woman. Men do not care how much money you make. They're not impressed by your degrees or what job you have. Modern feminists and just our current society send women messages from the time we're little girls that in order to have a happy, successful life, you need to basically become a man. You need to have all their traits. You need to be a leader. You need to be loud. You need to be strong. In reality, women competing with men just leaves us feeling icky and alone and bitter. Females are designed to be feminine. We are designed to receive. We are designed to be taken care of. And that's not a bad thing. It's so freeing to let go of society's rules of what you should be doing and just embrace your femininity. Let yourself be soft. Let yourself be graceful. Let yourself receive things from men. Let yourself be taken care of. It's amazing. And when you're able to really do that, the good men, the masculine men, the men that you want will be drawn to you. You won't even have to chase them.
Women must destroy feminism once and for all. Feminism convinced women that if they're successful, dominant, and independent, they are going to gain more value. No wonder so many high-achieving women feel that the more successful and intelligent I am, the harder it is to find a good man. I'm sorry, but no, that's wrong. It's not harder to meet good men. It's that most of you keep believing that the most valuable thing about you is your intelligence, your dominance, and your independence. But that's not the case. Strong men, the ones who want to provide for you and bring you peace and love and give all of them to you, they don't find any of those qualities attractive at all. No, they do not envy you. No, they're not insecure. They just don't want to be with somebody who carries the same masculine energy and traits that they already have. When you lead with masculine traits, you do not attract strong men. You attract a different kind of man. You attract a man that wants a second mom, a man who wants to be led, a man who is passive and calls it, I just go with the flow, a man who wants to live within your frame. Avoid those men and fast because they are broken. Good men, on the other hand, the real ones, they already have intellect, independence, structure, and empires that they have built. And what are they looking for? Someone to pour into, someone to protect and cherish, not a competitor to battle over who's smarter or who's more dominant. If a man wants to give his all to his woman, it's not to prove that he's better than her. It's because he wants to lead her into something beautiful. Feminism sold you the biggest bullshit lie. Be more like a man to win. But the truth is, my ladies, masculine men crave and desire feminine energy, which is graceful, receptive, warm, and soft. They don't crave another boss in the bedroom or the house. So drop the nonsense, embrace what actually draws in masculine men, because the right man doesn't want to fight you for the throne. He wants to build one with you by his side, not against him. So ask yourself, are you chasing value through dominance, or are you ready to attract a real man through your femininity?
And what's crazy about her saying this is that women, there's modern women out here that will call a man sassy whenever he says, I'm not attracted to masculine energy. I'm not attracted to a boss babe. Like, you have too much masculinity. You're acting too much like a man. Oh, well, you must like men because I'm a boss baby and you don't like dominance. No, I just said I didn't want it. Why would I like men if I just said I don't like how you're acting? How about you fix your attitude?
A masculine man will never be attracted to a controlling, critical woman. The masculine thrives on respect and appreciation for his strength, but a controlling woman undermines that. He wants an ally, a wife, not a mother figure who treats him like a child. Constant criticism erodes intimacy and connection, as his natural response to hostility is to go into defense mode. If she restricts his freedom, it creates a breakdown in love, respect, and trust. Key elements for the masculine to fulfill his God-given purpose to protect and provide for the feminine.
When women are masculine, you can forget about being with a masculine man because we're going to look the other way. We do not want masculine women. No, we don't care if you got the bag, or we don't care if you're bossed up. Men don't care about your money. We don't care how much money you have. We don't care how much status you have. All we care about is the traditional attributes that come with femininity.
I also think it's like wrapped up in all of this like weird trauma and the men that I grew up around and all of that. It's like, I'm just so unimpressed, and I don't find the male physique attractive at all. I'm just saying, like, even our friend Julian, he's our sperm donor. He's the most beautiful man in the world. Gorgeous, stunning. And even I look at him and I'm just like, yeah, that's so okay, fine. Can we make these the rules?
Talking about not being attracted to men while staring into the face of a person with the jawline of a man is wild to me.
A lot of men, when they don't have that in their life and they're dating a woman, it adds stress, it adds problems. It gets to a point to where that man doesn't even want to come into the house because he's already thinking of what I'm about to get hit with today.
100%.
Right? You already out there fighting the world. And when you don't have a woman who has nurturing characteristics, you're probably finna come home and have to fight her too.
Yep.
And I don't mean that physically. I mean that verbally and mentally and emotionally.
Absolutely.
So I just checked my inbox, didn't get to all of them, just a few messages. And my only question is, fellas, who raised y'all? Seriously, I never thought I would get to see the day where men actually message me and say, bro, it's not men's fault. There's girl boss masculine women out there. Brother, if she has masculinity that's competing with yours, she's not the problem. You are, okay? Because when you operate from an actual masculine frame, her biology is not built to compete with yours. You can take the highest girl boss and entrepreneur businesswoman on earth and put her in my presence, and she'd be able to turn off her brain. Because that's called being a man, okay? What do you want? Some dainty little princess that when bums like you walk up to her, you're going to be like, oh, hi. Come on, man, lock in.
So I think people are acting like they don't understand what's being said. And this is my problem. Yes, let's hold men accountable. But a man can still not like dating a masculine woman. That don't have nothing to do with him. He can still, okay, brother, you need to get your stuff together and act like a man. But over here, sis, you need to stop acting like that. Well, he this. You see how she points the finger? I wouldn't have to if I did. No, you go ahead. Well, I'm going to get him right. I'm going to get him straight. But you need to be a woman. It'd be one thing if we was living in a world where we didn't have any options. But we don't live in that world. You can choose to be around that person or not. If a man has to be held accountable, then a woman has to be held accountable. You're acting like a man. You're acting aggressively. You're acting like a boss babe. Men do not want that. Essentially what you're trying to say is, you as a man, naturally as a man, when she's competing as a woman to be masculine, your masculinity should outdo hers. Okay, we'll go with that argument. But the fact still remains, basically, don't give up. Like, don't let this woman out masculine you. You got to be a man. You're the one that's naturally masculine. I get that. But a woman in the first place shouldn't be doing that. If you, like they say, if you're in an environment to where you have to do that, I'm going to currently exit. I'm going to go a different way. You have a good day, sir.
Who you choosing? A or B? Who I'm choosing? A or B? Who you choosing? A or B? 25-year-old, no kids, submissive, GED, make 50 an hour.
Okay.
35-year-old, 2 kids, 2 degree, make 6 figures. Oh.
Hold on. 25-year-old, no kids, submissive, GED, makes $15 an hour. And the other one, 35-year-old, 2 kids, bossy, 2 degrees, makes 6 figures. Okay, let's see what he chooses.
Yeah, who you picking? Oh, hey, that's kind of hard. I think I'm going 35. 35?
Okay.
Why is that? I can learn from her. I got you. I can change my life. Like, I can upgrade. You can teach me some things. Hey, I respect that, man. Possibly get a degree. Why not? Why not?
No. He said he could respect that. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. See, I understand why some women become masculine. Because if they're trying to deal with men like this, oh yeah, hell no. Dear men, let me talk to you for a little bit. Do not be this guy. Because in his words, he's saying, I can learn from her. I can upgrade. I can possibly get a degree. First of all, why do you have to wait for a woman to come into your life for you to get a degree? Why are you as a man not trying to learn new things about this world so you can teach her, so you can be the provider that she's wanting from you? She already has 2 kids. Her life is established. She's making 6 figures. Why the hell would she want to deal with another 3rd child? I understand when women said I'm masculine until the right guy comes along. Yo, I really don't get mad at them. And if homie would have just stopped at that, I can learn from her, I wouldn't have been mad. But he goes on and proceeds. His words are all about him. First of all, how can you add value into her life? Because right now it's all about you. Women are becoming the new men to the point where they're saying, if I'm making 100K, I want my husband to make 100K. They're thinking like men. And the crazy thing is, we're cooked regardless. We are cooked regardless because you have men like this. He believes his words are correct, but he's thinking wrong. As a man, get your shit together. Learn new things. Educate yourself and ask yourself, would you date you? Do you have the skills to establish a long-term relationship? If not, keep on working. But don't be this guy. That's all.
And this is the problem. She's not going to teach you anything, big dog. She's going to expect you to already come with whatever it is that she needs. She's going to want you to be making as much or more than she is. Be able to take care of the kids. All of that. She's not going to be teaching you anything.
We're going through an epidemic in the United States where men are either jealous of pretty women or want to be treated like women.
Really? Sometimes I think that some are just making things up at this point just to have something to talk about.
And it's almost like men want to be in the woman's position, want to be the ones that are being asked on dates and being courted. And the woman should be the one that like sets up the dates and pays for everything.
And what's wrong with that? Equality, after all. Oh, wait. Some women don't want to be treated as equals to men, or in this case, as men as equals to women. There's some women out there that just want to be treated better than men, and it shows.
Like when you share your personal experiences with certain guys, they are jealous that because you are a beautiful, intelligent woman, you have access to certain experiences. You live in Miami, getting invited to nice dinners, getting invited to go to like beach clubs, getting invited to go on yachts.
What's that called? Oh yeah, female privilege.
Things are free for beautiful women that men have to pay for.
And yet some women are blaming men for wanting free stuff when they take it for granted? Okay.
Honestly, I think they're jealous and I think that they want the roles to be reversed. And I'm not saying it's all men, but I am saying it's definitely some men. If you want to be a girl so bad, that's fine, but go and find your husband and stop dating other girls.
I'm sorry, but why is homophobia still so readily accepted as long as it's only used to insult straight men?
So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think like men starting to really want the treatment that women should be receiving? I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
I don't think women should be receiving special treatment at all, but I don't think a lot of women would be ready to be treated as equals to men.
These modern women talk like this because they think it's justified. Well, I go through so many things on a daily basis that I deserve a cookie. I deserve some ice cream. I deserve flowers. After all of the stuff that I went through, men never go through that.
All right, women, let me tell you right now that men are not trying to be with these like high-powered, masculinized women. All right. They're just not. That is not what they want. So I'm watching a new season of Selling Sunset because that's what I do. I like these shows, Selling Sunset, the Housewives shows, all that stuff, because I don't run around being obsessed with politics all the time. And so now this season, we're basically seeing the disintegration of Chelsea's marriage. She's already filed for divorce. That news came out before this season even launched. And one of the things that she says when she's talking about her husband, so obviously like the husband may or may not have cheated, who knows? But what she did say was that her career and her obsessive focus on her career was very much much a sticking point and a problem throughout the marriage. All right. And that leads me to my point, which is that most very powerful men, and I'm talking about powerful men that are in the multi millions of dollars. And I mean, Chelsea's husband bought her a Birkin. All right. So he's not doing badly. They don't want some high powered, masculinized, sort of like boss woman. They don't want that stuff. And if it's not Selling Sunset, it's all these housewife shows. When you see the disintegration of these women's marriages, it's a common theme that the very powerful and wealthy men married a young sweet girl who either became career obsessed or obsessed with fame and whatever. And these are very masculine traits that the vast majority of high-powered straight men do not want. So if you're out here trying to date one of these men, women, like, take it from me, they don't want somebody that is more manly than them. They don't want, like, career success, and an obsessive focus on that is not something that powerful heterosexual men are attracted to. And I will tell you, in Chelsea's situation, I will bet you dollars to donuts when that man finds a second wife, and he will very quickly, she will not be famous. She will not be an Instagram baddie. She will not be some masculinized woman that is career obsessed, because men do not want that.
Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, and whatever other television network got y'all up here doing all these power poses. Oh, I'm a boss. Look at what I can be. And they also got you in divorce court with this silly masculine attitude.
Why most men do not like a woman that carries a strong masculine energy. Firstly, they grew up with a single parent. They grew up with a mother that had to be both masculine and feminine, and it has confused their nervous system and the way that they see the world and the way that they intimately relate. This is not blaming mothers. This is not blaming fathers. This is often a byproduct of a single parent family where often that little boy goes with the mother. Number two, the man feels inadequate within himself. He has not connected to his own sense of healthy masculinity, and maybe he is in his shadow masculine. So anyone, even another man, especially a woman in a romantic partnership, is going to be a threat to him. He is not going to like it, and he will retaliate, often in his shadow masculine. Now, the man that has done his work and is in his healthy masculine, it's not that he doesn't like a woman who is in her masculine or strong orientation of her masculine energetic projecting outward in relationship and in the world. It's that he is clear that he wants to be in his masculine pole, and in his romantic partnership, in his intimacy, he craves a woman that is embodied in her feminine and owns that. So that he doesn't like it, it's just that he's clear on what he wants. What are your thoughts on this?
You know what I'm starting not to like? The fact that men will find any reason to call a woman masculine. Like, as soon as you vocalize your disagreements with a man, you're argumentative and you're masculine. And I've said this before. You could literally grow up in the same household as someone and still not think the way that they think and process things the way that they process them. Because we're all different. We're all individual. We all have our own minds. But literally, as soon as a woman disagrees with a man, you're masculine and you're argumentative and you're not feminine. But you know what they can't stand? Calling them niggas sassy. They hate that shit. They don't like that shit at all. And if being argumentative is a feminine quality, why are y'all arguing with women on social media and then getting upset when we call you sassy? Mr. Ma'am. Mr. Ma'am. You're being sassy. You're arguing. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? Cut it out.
It doesn't matter what you say or how you say it. Y'all act like y'all can't understand. Y'all like to go back and forth over and over again instead of trying to see what a man's point is. That's why he's calling you masculine, because you keep on trying to win the argument. You keep on being aggressive instead of understanding his point, him understanding yours, and y'all coming to a conclusion. Y'all coming to some sort of solution, but you're overly aggressive. That's what he's trying to say to you. I don't think masculine is the right word. I think overly aggressive is what you're being. Uncooperative. You're trying at that point in time to have a bad attitude and a bad understanding.
Call me crazy, but what is wrong with wanting a woman that's in her feminine? With being a man that's in his healthy masculine? Because what people don't realize or think about is the moment that a woman cannot be in her divine feminine, she will no longer find a man attractive. And there has to be that healthy balance, because when he is in tune with his healthy masculine and she is in tune with her divine feminine, that right there is the perfect harmony. That is the perfect match, because she can feel safe, she can feel supported, she can feel like she is herself. But you see, you take away a man's healthy masculinity, he's soft, he's weak, he's a pushover, he's a spineless coward that will agree to anything and everything that she says. He will be so nice to her. He will put her on a pedestal and end up getting cheated on, because she cannot live up to the expectation of the pedestal that he puts her on, because he's weak. And weak men treat women like they are front facing instead of side by side, and they're equal. Relationships, the definition is a state of connection. And you can't have a state of connection if you've got a soft, weak man in his feminine and a divine woman trying to be in her masculine.
Why is it so easy for some people to date and find relationships?
A lot of people in the comments were saying, oh, it's because people settle and that's how they're able to find someone so quickly. The thing is, I get that. I do. I very much get that. But I can't even find people to settle for. Like, I can't find anyone that will be willing to go more than 2 dates with me. And it's like, no particular, I don't know. I'm blabbering. It's just, I don't even have options to settle for. That's the main takeaway. It sounds well and dandy when they're like, oh, you know your worth. You're not settling for anyone. Yes. But also those, maybe I'm just like a repellent. Maybe. I think I repel all the people that I could potentially be settling for. So I don't have options right now. My soulmate better hurry the fuck up.
Based on what you're saying, that men are not attracted to masculine women, what is masculine about these women? Maybe it's their characteristics. They're assertive, they know what they want, they're independent. Those are not masculine traits. Those are human traits. Anyone can possess those traits. However, when a woman has those traits, that makes men feel insecure because they themselves don't possess them. So it's not about being a masculine woman. It's just being an independent woman that men are just intimidated by. Just say that. You're insecure about your own masculinity.
No, it's that y'all specifically want to come into a man's space and be around men all day. And then you start to act like a man. And man is like, okay, I understand you had to do that to get money or try to get where you want to go. But now you're hitting me with it. Now you're giving me that attitude where you're out here fighting and you're grinding. You're bringing that attitude home. And I don't want that attitude.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me. I am successful. I'm rich. I can fight. If you can't be with my peace, you can be with the door. Oh, you're in your masculine area. Well, why don't you get in yours? Sick of men telling me, oh, well, you hardcore. Yes, I am. Well, I am the table.
Man, that was scary. That reminds me of the character, I think her name was Vera, on In Living Color. This is an old show, but In Living Color, Jim Carrey played this person who was a very masculine woman, and she competed in different things, but it's a very funny character. But that absolutely reminds me of that. And I don't understand, just like she said, she doesn't understand why a man would not want to be with those things, because a man doesn't want to be with a man. A heterosexual man, that is, doesn't want to be with a woman who presents like a man. We don't want that. And you just said it. You admitted it. You said men. So she's been called masculine, apparently, and she's offended by that. She says, yeah, you need to be masculine. That tells us how masculine you are. You are so masculine. Masculine men would be feminine to you. And men don't want masculine women. I don't understand why women don't get this. Masculine and masculine don't go together in the same way that feminine and feminine don't go together when we're talking about heterosexual relationships. Those don't go. The feminine energy needs masculine energy, and masculine energy needs feminine energy. So if you are masculine presenting, and I have to say that you are one of the most masculine presenting persons in the public eye that I know, that I can think of, maybe besides Ellen or somebody like that, but Ellen is a lesbian and you're not. So that should tell you something here. And another thing, a lot of occupations are kind of masculine in themselves, and being a comedian, what she is, can be that at times.
And I think she says she could fight, which is a problem. Once again, it's not even masculinity at this point. It's an overly aggressive woman.
All right, I'm going to talk for the men, and I know every single man will agree with me, and this is addressing women. Just how women don't like when men talk about sex too early, men do not like when y'all talk about money too early. That's just what it is. It's the equivalent for us. Hypothetically speaking, if I'm talking to somebody, getting to know somebody, and they instantly start talking about money, providing, I need this in order to go on a date with you, I'm going to be instantly turned off. And luckily, I never had to deal with that. But if I were to deal with that, I'd be like, man, the fuck are y'all talking about? Just how if a man went up to y'all, you talking, and then they fuck it up by just saying some shit about sex, about fucking this and that. It instantly deters us away. If a man is dating somebody and she don't mention that, or like, you know, she's just vibing just how he is, more than likely he will be more inclined to spend that bread, to take you on a date, to do something nice for you financially. Just because you're not mentioning it, it just naturally comes out. But I don't get what's so hard to understand about that.
One thing I don't want is a man who doesn't man. You have to solve problems, fix things, start conversations, do the uncomfortable thing, you know, lead and push into growth. Because believe me, nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. Men nor women don't want to do that. But for you as a man to be in a relationship with a woman and see these hard things, these uncomfortable things that are the catalyst for growth, and you don't want to do it, so you're just going to put it on your lady? You're going to put that on your lady to do that masculine work? And believe me, I'm sure she can do it. If I can do it, probably any woman could do it. And it's just going to put her into her masculine energy, and then she's going to eat you alive. So if that's the type of relationship that you want, then by all means, put masculine tasks on your women.
Modern women with all of these dating coaches that be single, they're trying to get you to take a deposit, to secure a deposit. I guess they really don't understand it, but they've become your new pimp. They're your new pimp, is really what that is.
Why do you guys believe that women today are not as feminine as they used to be?
Ultimately, what it comes down to is I believe that right now they don't have to be. It doesn't work like that for men. Men have to be masculine. As women have become more masculine, men today even have to be hyper masculine, especially in character, attitude, confidence, and demeanor, for a woman to even consider them.
Guys don't like girls that have their own independence because they're mad because we will be able to walk away and not need them. They're wanted but not needed.
The reason why you deal with those men is because you have the inability to attract the men that have things going for them in life. If you had the ability to attract those men, your experiences in life and in dating would be different. But the facts is that you're a masculine woman. You're 24 and you're super masculine. That's the reason why you don't have the ability to attract men like that.
You're saying that I'm not the woman to attract them high value men is crazy because I have.
Where are those high value men now? Answer the question. Where are those high value men?
In my DMs just sitting
They're in your DMs
because
just
I
sitting
don't
there.
need them.
Yeah, because they only want to smash. They're not trying to wife you up.
No, that's not the case.
They only want to smash. You don't get any relationship value from a man like that. You saying that you have them. You don't have them. You got sexual value from them.
Because I don't have to. I don't sit there and put up with people. Like, first of all, I'm not being no yes man to no man.
Okay, so guess what? The high value dudes ain't gonna take your masculine self.
Masculine men want feminine women that don't argue with them, period.
Yeah. Okay, I
So-
argue with you
and
because
it's
you're not my
interesting
man.
to me.
If you
and
were
hold on,
my man,
stop.
it would be different.
And I
You're not
find
one
it
to me.
interesting
Abi?
how every single one of my successful friends think the same. And here's the other thing. You know what? Regular guys think the same too. Okay. You know what the difference is? We don't have to tolerate masculine women once you reach a certain
Then
level.
let me tell you something. Tell your average and successful men to leave me alone because they won't.
That's it. Tell them to leave me alone. What they don't want to commit to? No, I don't want to commit to them because as much as they love me, I don't want them because they don't suit me. That's why I said I'm going to keep this whole relationship thing quiet because I don't want to break anybody's heart, but I don't want to confirm anything either. Keep it very ambiguous. The man that you want, there's a lot of people that don't leave me alone. The man that you want doesn't want you back. That's what this comes down to. Because if he did want you back, you would be married right now. That's not true. Because you and I both know at 31 years old, as a female, not being married, you're an objective. Not really. Yes, you are. That's down to you. You're an objective.
I can't be in love with a masculine woman. I'm telling you, I cannot be in love with a masculine woman. You have to be feminine to me. And I'm not saying that you have to be to the point where you be pushed around and you can't have your own opinion, but it can't be two people with all this testosterone inside of them and you battling against a woman because she has a hard, interior and a hard exterior a lot of times. But I could not personally be in a relationship with somebody who has a strong man type attitude or a manly attitude. And I know for a lot of women, they've had to take on man roles because a lot of men have dipped on them, but when it comes to being in a relationship, a man doesn't want to have to battle against a woman's behavior if her behavior is man-like. I mean, you want to deal with it, and I know in this world, even for a man, if you're a woman, you don't want to deal with a man who has a bad attitude or a man who can't treat you right or a man who can't love you. If he's a hardworking man or if he's a man in the world, let's say he has a job in authority as a police officer, something like that, or he's in the military, but he comes home with that same military attitude. He wants to treat you like you're one of his troops or you one of his police officer buddies. You don't want that from him. What you want from him is love. And what a man wants from a woman, if she's a woman that's in corporate, if she's a woman that's doing well for herself, but when she comes home, he just wants that woman. He doesn't want that aggressive, manly type business attitude when it comes to, because here at the end of the day, we're just still men and we're still women. I get that you have a good job. I get that you have a great title. I get that you're making good money. But when it's time to come home, just come home and show me love. Let me just come home and show you love and not bring that attitude or those mannerisms that I need on the street to survive or at my job to survive. I don't have to bring that mess home. I just cannot deal with a woman, and I'm sure a woman can't deal with a man with a bad attitude, just like I can't deal with a woman that has an attitude that's very masculine. I just can't deal with that.
Men are direct. You don't have to try to guess. They're going to tell you what the issue is. There's too many men out here telling you what the issue is. But you really don't care because you think that you can act how you want to act.
I'm going to be real, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Don't no man on this fucking earth want a masculine woman. Real men like femininity. I don't know who dick you think gonna get hard with you being overly aggressive. Don't no man want a bitch that talk like a man. You gotta be soft and peaceful. And I don't know who you think you about to punch in they shit, cause you mad. Yeah, alright. Don't no man want no female that could smoke and drink more than him. Talking about you a lightweight. Don't no man want a bitch that like heavy lifting. Bitch don't never even have her nails done. She bite them down to the nub, like a street nigga. That shit is not cute. Who want a bitch that's always fighting about the pettiest shit? And every man she ever been with, not aggressive enough. Masculine women like chaos in their relationship. If she call you a bitch ass nigga, she low-key praying that you beat her ass, cause that shit drive her crazy. But I don't want no woman that'll willingly throw hands with a grown ass man. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Real men want you to be feminine.
Not gonna lie, y'all, I hate overly manly ass bitches, like overly gangster ass females. Like, be a girl. Especially if you look like a girl like me, like you be having your hair done, like wear lashes, nails, shit like that. But all you hang around is dope boy niggas weak. And okay, smoking weed. I smoke weed, so I guess that's what's really. But like, and you pop pills, like you pop boy drugs, like you pop pills, and like what is you going through? Like I ain't gonna lie, life don't never get serious, bitch. I'll be a crybaby before I do that, bitch. I'm finna go cry to a nigga so he can make it better. You know what I'm saying, bitch? But no, I'm not finna be walking around like extra gangster, holding guns, like and acting like no, bitch. Act your sex, so you piss me off. I don't want no.
The fact that y'all women get mad about men that ask you why you're not smiling more often is the reason no one likes you. He doesn't like you, and you probably don't even like yourself that much. And y'all are the same women that wonder why you don't get approached, why men don't come up to you, and if they do come up to you, why they're steered off quickly. And here we go again with that masculine energy that I'm always talking about. Why aren't you smiling? You don't need to be telling me if I need to smile. What does it matter to you if I'm smiling? And then you same women will get on social media and complain that no one ever approaches you. You will also complain that a man had the nerve to approach you. But you'll be the same one piling up all the dating websites being like, oh, I guess I'm too strong and assertive, so men get intimidated by me. No, honey, he just does not want to have to compete with you. You're already showing you won't submit. You're already showing he has to come in and fight and battle and brace against you. The only time you should not be smiling in public is when you're already taken. Then all of y'all can get all the frowns.
No real man will want a masculine woman. They want something soft. I feel like in this generation, you run across so many masculine women that it becomes the norm that even when you get with a man that is actually a man, you don't know what to do because you have not been feminine for so long, dealing with the wrong people or letting your families and friends condoning your behavior. You have to learn your role in a relationship dealing with a man. Yes, you can be an alpha woman, but in the same sense, when you are dealing with a dominant man, and that is not, oh, I'm going to punk you or belittle you or do anything that's going to damage you, more so knowing the role of who you are and who I am. And a lot of people think that, it's cool because I've been doing things on my own for so long. It's just, I'm so used to just being everything. That's perfectly fine. But when you are dating and you're trying to get to know a person, they're looking at, is this person safe? Can I talk to her? Is she going to be someone that's going to be a good mother? Can she cook? Can she clean? Can she have my back through all of these things? Or is every time that I tell her something, she is swollen the chest and she like, you know what? I can do it myself. And so you got to understand when you're dealing with a real man, he wants to be the man, not you. He wants you to be in your era of being feminine, which you are naturally are supposed to do. You have to understand sometimes women run men away being overly masculine.
And this is all that men are trying to say. That's all that men are trying to say. You guys act too, like you're so aggressive all the time. There's never an off switch with you guys.
I don't know about most men, but I can't date a masculine woman. Because if you date a masculine woman, it's just going to be so many problems and issues down the line. You're going to be getting in confrontations with her. You're going to be getting in confrontations with other people. You can't be around her. You can't settle your differences in a positive way because her energy is rooted in being masculine. It should only be one masculine gender in a relationship, and that's the man. A lot of women going to say, if he's not doing what he needs to do to put her in her feminine, then she's going to be masculine. No, a woman should be feminine by default. It should be no reason why she should be masculine. You get what I'm saying? And that's just not the type of woman that I would ever want in my life because I just don't want those issues.
What a lot of you women's problem is, y'all biggest problem, is you're too masculine. You're too masculine. A feminine woman would never get down on one knee and propose to a man. Ever. Never, ever, ever. In her wildest dream would she do that. And that's because a feminine woman understands that men are the hunters. We don't have to do it for them. They do it themselves when they want something. Everything my husband has wanted for his life, he has went and got, including me, including our son. I'm not here talking about something I heard. I'm talking about something I know. Men are action based. They're not verbal. So just because a man tell you that he love you and tell you he want to be with you, if he's not following it up with action, he's probably lying. And that's just the most simple way to put it. Stop breaking your own heart trying to think you're going to beat the program. You're not going to beat the program. You're not going to usurp the order that the Most High put in place. You're not going to do that. Stop being so fucking masculine. Stop trying to think that you're gonna pick a man based off his swag and based off his big eggplant, and you just gonna ride off into the sunset and live happily ever. That's not gonna happen like that. That's not gonna happen like that, because first of all, the man chooses the wife, not the other way around. See, you women think that y'all gonna usurp the program. You cannot do that. You can't do it. Stop trying to think you're gonna beat the program. That's y'all biggest problem. You're too fucking masculine, and you think you bigger than the program. You think that you can lay out your life and just 1, 2, 3 do it. Like, you cannot do that, because that's not how it works. Men do that. That's a masculine trait. That's masculine men make a plan for their life, do XYZ to, achieve this plan, and that's how that works. Women, on the other hand, have to actually sit back, relax, and kind of let the chips fall where they may. Women really aren't supposed to be so structured, because that's kind of, like I said, that's masculine. Femininity is a little bit more free flowing, easygoing, relaxed, soft. It's not all that structure. But because y'all women, mamas and daddies and aunts and uncles and everybody dropped the ball on you, you don't understand the psychology of men and women. So you don't understand the difference between femininity and masculinity. And that's one of the major differences. Femininity is soft. Femininity relaxes. Masculinity stands up. Masculinity gets shit done. Masculinity is the doer. And when a lot of you women decide that you're going to go with nature and stop trying to think you're going to do some shit yourself and think you're going to beat the program, that's when your life going to get better. When you stop thinking that you can beat the program, and I'm telling you something I know, not something I heard. I used to be masculine too, thinking that I was going to beat the program and do shit the way I wanted to do. When I finally let that shit go, oh my God, my life changed drastically. No bullshit. My life changed drastically. So, y'all do with that information what you want to do with it. But I'm here to tell you that being masculine is what got y'all standing in your own way.
And really, that's the issue there, is that women, too many times, a lot of these women, modern women, think that their program, what they want, is going to usurp what a man wants, what a man is going to do, the vision of a man. And so they fight with the man instead of working with the man.
Why the fuck are so many black women following trans and gay men, but they hate the fuck out of straight black men?
To be honest, it's due to the fact that they speak the same language of delusion, the same language of not having any morality, accountability. They speak the same language of bad behavior. They speak the same language of toxicity.
And it's only that category. It is literally just that black man that is gay category. Black women don't follow anybody else as much as they follow a gay black man.
Truthfully, the black women that do this really don't like themselves. They really honestly want to be black men. Stay woke, not broke. You're welcome.
I don't know if me.
One thing I despise and hate is a girl that talk and act like a nigga. That is so annoying. Cause why are you talking like me? Why are you talking about on phone? What? On the guys? On bro? On God? What? Why you cursing like that? You supposed to be pretty and demure. You supposed to be elegant. You supposed to be classy. What the freak? Why are you singing Young Boy bar for bar? Go listen to some R&B. Why are you listening to OT7 Kwani? What is going on? I thought women were supposed to be demure and cute. Freaking, you trying to be a thug, bro? What you talking about? You want a Glock with a switch? What do you mean? Why do you know what? Why do you know what? Why do you know what? Why do you know what a bow is? Oh my God! Why do you know what a line is? Why do you know how to pull up? Why do you know how to roll up? Oh my God! Why are you so, why are you thuggier than me? What the heck? No, cause tell me, why did you know to hold the gun like that? How did you know how to drop the mag and then clear it like that? Why are you handling that firearm with such precision and professionalism? Baby, let me be the thugger. You just sit back and you look cute. You sit back and look cute on the guy.
I don't know, man. Some of these women are criminals. You might have come into contact with a bona fide criminal.
You don't like challenges?
When it comes to dating, no, I don't.
You're just
Sorry.
self-admitting and not being an alpha.
I
Even
don't-
in history, men were the ones who wanted a challenge, who wanted to go out there and accomplish something. That's what makes some relationships more exciting and for the guys to keep pursuing, because if it was safe and stable,
Nah.
it kind of gets boring.
No. First off, we're talking about dating. I absolutely engage in challenging things when it comes to my business, when it comes to all that. I'm not shying away from challenge. When it comes to dating, Proverbs 21:19, better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and nagging wife. I don't want my partner to be a challenge. I don't want to date a girl who's playing hard to get, because if you play hard to get, you quickly become hard to want.
And to be quite honest with you, I don't care why you masculine. I don't care. Even matter. I don't care what happened to you I'm a 40-year-old man. You got a daughter? No, I don't. But that's not fair if you're feminine. But my point is this. Right. You all wouldn't care if a man came to you feminine and said, my dad wasn't in my life. My mom didn't teach me this. You say, bro, you 38 years old. I don't want to deal with a feminine man that hasn't addressed his issues. So for me, dealing with a woman that way, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I understand you had issues or whatever growing up and you had to be a certain way, but I'm not going to put up with it as far as trying to be in a relationship with you because you don't know how to be a feminine woman.
So what's a feminine woman? What's your definition?
A woman that basks in her femininity. She knows how to be submissive to a man. She knows how to speak life into a man. She knows how to nurture. She knows how to take care of a home and take care of kids. She knows how to be accountable. She knows how to be reasonable. She knows how to be understanding when she's dealing with a man and knows which battles to choose when she's dealing with a man.
I think a bigger play is, we talk about what is a feminine woman. A woman that is, she exudes a softness. Well, what does that look like? You know, she just kind of listens to the man, understands the man, takes the man in, says, okay, this is where I nurture, right? You think about the relationship between a mother and her child and how the mother listens to the cries of the child. She's the first to hear a lot of times the cries of the child, even when the man is asleep. Now, the man, according to research, is probably going to hear the leaf, like Jordan Peterson said, the leaves rustling outside, basically danger. But a woman, how can I nurture? How can I help to grow? How can I help to push? How can I help to support both roles? And I know a lot of times, and this is the issue, modern women want to be in what they think is the driver's seat. But they don't understand, like, you can be in your own vehicle. You can be in your own lane and still be effective. People who support make a lot of money. People who are the top dog can make a lot of money. It just depends on how you do it, right? You have assistant coaches out there, make a lot of money. Head coach, he's probably making the most money, but the assistant, I'm still getting paid too. I'm still getting paid too. I ain't hurting, right? What's the veteran's minimum in the NBA? What's the veteran's minimum in the NFL? Hey man, I ain't the superstar. I ain't like a Steph Curry. I ain't a LeBron James, but I'm living better than majority of these Americans out here, majority of these people. And I'm not even quote unquote that good. I'm not the greatest at my job. I'm just here to support. You can be that and still make money. I'm supporting him, I'm helping him, and I'm still getting my coin. But modern women don't really understand that dynamic. They don't understand, okay, now it's your time, because maybe the head coach one day is not going to be there. And it's going to be your time to step up. And you're going to be the head coach. They don't understand that. Man might go out of town and you got to take it. A man might be sick and you got to take it. Or a man might just say, you up, it's your turn. Y'all might have that relationship dynamic where that man says, I ain't going to be making all the decisions. I ain't going to be leading like that. My woman's going to help me. You up. I did the last project. Oh, well, no, you the man. No, I did the last project. That's how we said we wanted it to be. It's your turn. You running point on this. You going to be up front. I'm going to be right here behind you. Whatever you need, I'm going to take your role this time. I'm going to support. You got it. Go ahead and run point. You got to be able to step up and lead the charge in whatever office, whatever lane, whatever space, whatever environment, and be good at it.